With my recent uninstalling of Valorant, I felt like it was time for our official midnight release review on Valorant. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome as well. And just to start this off, I have been playing Valorant since the beta. I have the beta player card. I was into it since day one. I watched videos beforehand, so I am an OG of Valorant. I played some CSGO back in the past, and the time had just come for me to uninstall it, simply for the pure fact that I don't think Valorant's fun. Here we go. If you've seen any of our other videos on movies or TV shows, you'll know that we have a formula in place to get our scores. Our Valorant score has been in place since 3 months ago, before I've had these recent feelings and uninstalling this stupid game. So this is a completely unbiased score, but is the accurate one. So with our video game scoring formula, the highest scored section is gameplay loop, or just, the gameplay of it. We feel like that the gameplay is the most important aspect, and Valorant has a very solid gameplay. So it's clean, no issues. I've had no bugs. The shooting, hit registering feels great. If you like this type of game, it is exactly perfect in that way. As a competitive game, it really is in the class of its own, along with the other top tier games, those very few ones. But yeah, the gameplay loop is very solid. Literally hardly any no complaints. Next up, we got art style, which is actually the least important aspect of a game. As some games, it doesn't really matter if the art sucks, if the graphics suck, or if the game sucks. For example, was that Vampire Slayers was a game that was pretty big. I'm pretty sure it's called Vampire Slayers. But yeah, so art style for this game was pretty, I don't love it. I think it's pretty average. I will say the skins are actually probably the best skins in all of video games. They've created an art style that allows the gun skins and knives and things to fit the world and actually be cool. The gun skins and things like that are actually very good and bring the score up a little bit better than they would have been, just in terms of what the game looks like to me. Next up, we got storyline and world building. Now, for shooters especially, this is mainly going to be about maps. And I think maps in this game are extremely average. I think there are hard, and I will break down into this a lot more later on, but just for now, I do not like the maps in Valorant. However, I don't think it's bad, so I'm not going to give it a terrible score in this section, but it's very average to me. I think they're all very basic. They're not fun, unintuitive. I think for the majority of the time, other than fights actually on the points, when the points are a little bit more complex with higher and lowers and little divots, that's fun. But in terms of the fluff, trying to break in and out, is usually a one lane with one hiding point, or one point to fight and hide behind cover, and that's literally all it is. And so yeah, that's going to be average. And then lastly, we got music, which is the third highest scoring, and I do not like the music in this game. I think it's kind of a mixture between detective music, and it's just not what I like. I feel like the music doesn't fit the art style of the game either. It's always been something that I just turn right off. But again, gameplay and maps or storyline, world building, all that together, that's going to be by far the biggest. So that would make up the majority of the score here. And then we also have an optional TBD, plus or minuses based off of how the game is. So I'm giving it extra points for its competitive quality, and I'm going to be giving it negative points for its basicness of, we're literally just doing this one game mode, and I wish that there was a little bit more to it, and that they had more options for more players, which I'll break that down more later. So our midnight release score is going to be a B+, which, if you look on the screen, it goes from S to F, like a simple tier list. B+. And then for the midnight stars, we're actually going to be giving this game 1 star. I think people who enjoy this category of gaming should play it. Let's go deeper into it and give more my personal bias on the game outside of the actual score. So the biggest problem to me with Valorant is map design, and that's the first thing I want to talk about and why I'm quitting the game. So if we look, this is the World Champions, Optic against Loud, the championship, and here is Breeze. So just like every other shooter, multiplayer arena shooter, you want a 3-lane map, basically. And if we look here at this one, this is Breeze, and most Valorant maps are the same. Literally 1 or 2 points of hiding with the lanes on each side with 1 or 2, usually 1 point to hide behind if you get shot at, and then you can re-engage. So with Valorant, this is a good example of a map. This map I'm all right with, but it's still just so basic and boring like every other map. So if we look here on my mouse, you'll see that you'll spawn here and you'll push up. So if you want to push to B, right, you're going to go up, you're going to push up, and then you're going to engage here looking probably back B, close B, somewhere. And it's going to feel the exact same every time you want to push into B because it's literally just one little lane to get there. Now, yeah, you can push up to mid, and as you're pushing, you're going to watch top, and then you're going to push in. And then as you push in, you're going to watch back here or back behind B, back in this area as you're pushing over. So it's literally the same push every time. If you want to go A, if you have Viper, you're probably going to put down a wall, and then you're going to push in, and you're going to look into the back A area and push on, put some cloud coverage down, and jump on. That's literally it every single time. You can also push over to mid, over to A. That's literally all you can do. And this is how it is with every single map. You're going to do the exact same tactic every time. The only difference is character smokes, but you're going to have a smoke of some kind, so it feels the same. And literally all you're doing is walking as you're aiming, and cloud and smoke coverage, and then shoot if they appear. If they don't, get on, plant, and then now that's where the kind of the fun begins. So with Valorant, I feel like the only time I have fun is when I'm actually on point shooting. Because on points, you see we have 2 boxes here that we can hide behind cover. We can shoot. It's a little bit more fast-paced because people are actually pushing on. So Haven has 3 points. This is the most different map to most CSGO maps and Valorant maps because it actually has 3 points. But as you see again, C, we have one long tunnel where you have 1 point again to get out of the way or shoot. And then all you're doing is you're coming over, you're looking back C, you're pushing up. And that's literally all you do the whole game. No matter what map it is, you're going to put some smoke coverage and jump on and hopefully get some recon or something, but literally all you're doing is looking, shooting. As you're pushing up B, you're watching, and then you kind of look both ways and get in. One long tunnel, one long hallway with 1 point right here that you can actually get behind to stop. So that's basically what I'm saying is every game feels the same, and even though everyone has abilities that's supposed to make it feel different, it doesn't, because at the end of the day, you're going to kill them with your gun. And so if we're going to say, let's push A, all you're doing is you're going to come in here and look and shoot and walk as you make your way in. Very boring. And so I want to give kind of the reason why I don't like it with the game I like and why I think this Search and Destroy game mode is actually fun, which is Call of Duty Vanguard. Okay, so here is Call of Duty Vanguard. Yes, it is one of the worst Call of Duties simply because of the maps. But what we can learn from them and why I've uninstalled Valorant for this reason is because I just have literally 5 times more fun on Call of Duty than I have on Valorant, mainly because of map design and also because of how the game is played, obviously, with the map design in place. But I just feel like this map design makes Search and Destroy so much more fun and different. So we also have a 3-lane map, as Call of Duty competitive maps are 3 lanes. So here's your middle. You can go into church. You can go outer A, you can go outer B. So now you're going to say, okay, well, you just come in here and you have to look here. No. There's only 4 people on the map, and there's no abilities. So with 4 people, most people don't have just someone watching A long, watching B middle, A long, middle, and B long. That's not really how it works. So with A, we have an easy plant here. So you can have one person jump into A, quickly get over, try to plant it, while the other person says A is right here, for search and destroy. And then B is going to be over here on this mouse. So you can have one person jump into A, start planting while one person's watching A long, while the other one is maybe watching B to middle, so that no one jumps over. So that's one tactic. You can have a hard push into bottom church. So you can have someone jump up into top church, and then you can have someone go well over to P4 or P5. I can't remember which one it is. And then they can push over from P5 into radio and over to church. So you can have someone watching top fire while moves are being made. The whole game is fluid. The map is fluid, and you don't feel like you're literally shooting through hallways the entire freaking game. Where, yes, it's similar where if you come over, you're going to be watching down A long, like Valorant, when you're going down, you're watching A long to make you push. But in Call of Duty, you're watching every freaking thing. So it doesn't feel like, because the map is fluid, so you can make cool pushes. You can be really aggressive off the push, go into radio and jump down in the mid, push over to well and try to get some kills in well. If you're on B and you want to plant, you can very quickly make a push over to A, because if you see, the whole map is fluid. It's not hallway, hallway, hallway. It's just one map that feels like 3 lanes, which makes it so if you want to switch over to A or B, you can. And they can too. So you have to be on the prowl watching the transitions. In Valorant, if you want to make that push, it's going to take you 30 seconds to get from B all the way over to A, because you have to go all the way back into your spawn, push over through here, through this tunnel, then push up into this hallway and push in. And with Call of Duty, it's not that way. And I think this way makes it so that you not feel like you're just pushing tunnels. You feel like you can do whatever you want. You can get aggressive. You can get defensive. And you're not being killed by stupid flashes and abilities, which is my second point that we're going to get into right now. Oh, Lord, bless it. Bless the abilities in Valorant. I cannot handle it. Okay, sitting behind a box, ready for an engagement or talking to the team, making a preparation, having a Yoru throw his flash, I'm blinded for literally 10 seconds, and he comes around and just kills me. That is one of the most unfulfilling, what words can describe that? Just, I am helpless in this situation because I'm not a duelist and I can't flash back. Or I got flashed because there's a character who is specifically made to kill you better than I am made to kill you. Now, I do enjoy the teamwork aspect of Valorant. I enjoy how we all have different abilities and we use those abilities to get the job done. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy it. But it's the fact, I just wish... So this is speaking from someone who is a silver, right? So I feel like I'm mainly speaking to the bottom 50% of Valorant players. When you get to that top 50%, I'm sure you're good enough to where, and then the lobbies you're all more even, so you're not dealing with Smurfs and the stupid crap that we have to deal with in the bottom 50% of the game. But the fact that Arena just goes invisible, pops up, kills me because they're duelists and I'm a freaking smoke because I always play smoke. I like smoke, so I'm not complaining about that. But I'm just saying, the fact that I get free kills is so stupid to me. I feel like in a game like this, a very competitive game, there should not be characters like Reyna or I just think flashes where one shot dead should not be in the game. You know, in a game like Overwatch, sure you can flash them, but you're gonna be able to get out of it. In Valorant, you move so slow, so you can't evade the situation, which is another thing I don't like. I just don't like how slow it is. I like to feel more athletic. I like the movement of Overwatch and Call of Duty, but I just cannot stand in our skill level when the abilities are what ruins you. Lastly, I want to talk about Smurfs and the length of the game. Okay, so as I said earlier, my biggest competitive game I play is Call of Duty, and I really enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think every game mode is fun when you have the right people, and even if something goes bad, guess what? It's only 10 to 15 minutes of your life wasted. I am sick of how many hours of my life wasted on bad games with a Smurf. Now again, You people who are platinums and diamonds and top 50%, I'm sure you don't deal with Smurfs as bad. Maybe you do. I don't know because I've never been there. But I've always been the top 50%, in the silver range. I've almost reached gold a couple times. But Smurfs ruining my life for 45 minutes. And I'm stuck in the situation because the teammates won't cancel. In Call of Duty, Smurfs don't really destroy a game. You can, even if someone's super good, it's hard for them to really control the game by themselves. Search and Destroy is one of the only ones where they can, just like Valorant, if they can just go wipe the whole board. But that's the thing, we still got hardpoint and control game modes, so we don't have to worry about that as much. And even if they're super good in that, I've still won games just because we were able to hold the objective better, because one person can't hold the objective by themselves. So that's a big thing, is the fact that every game has to be 45 minutes, and I can't get out of the freaking game. I cannot handle it. I'm going to pull my hair out when a game starts, and we have a 0 and 12 Reyna, and they have a 15 and 0 Reyna, and they are wiping the boards, and our teammates won't cancel, and I have to sit there for 45 minutes and deal with this stupid crap. And it's a thing that every time I log on, I'm going to play with my friends, I get scared that a Smurf is going to kill us and ruin the game for us because one person can control the entire game. I had dedicated 2 years to this game, and probably more than $60 spent on skins. And was it worth it? Sure, because I played with my friends. But if I did not play with my friends during that time period, I would put a hard pass on it. Just because it's not worth it to me to put the effort in to actually get good and enjoy the game like the top 50% of players deserve to play. I mean, as they probably feel it. And that's why, when people say they love the game, dude, literally, I have no problem with that. It's a great game. It's, it's a B+, it gets a star. It's not transcendent, but it's great. They made CSGO fresh again, which is awesome that they were able to do that here at Riot. Wow. I'm glad that my days with this game are done. And I'm sure a lot of other casuals, there's just no place for casuals in Valorant. Let's be real here. They give you team deathmatch, which is just an obscenity of a game mode. Not fun at all. They give you snowball fights, and they give you spike rush. It's just not fun. The game's not fun in that aspect. Well, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my take on Valorant, please let me know. Please comment. Please like. Please, say what you liked, what you didn't like. If you hated it, I would love to hear that too, because, maybe you bottom 50% enjoy getting your butt smashed in this game. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please have a good day, and bless you.